Welcome back. Gyms and other fitness centres had to shut their doors today. This according to level 4 of the lockdown in place for at least 2 weeks. So how will they cope? I'm joined by Rousseau from Fit24 Gyms. Thanks for your time. We appreciate it. So let's talk about these regulations. The last time we saw something like this happen, many gyms had to shut their doors. How do you deal with it this time around?
Hi, Shahan. Thanks for having me on. This time around, it did come as a bit of a shock, a little bit blindsided by it. So this time it does seem that we're going to just have to take it in our stride. So as part of Fit24, we do form part of FitSA. They did send a letter to the Minister of Cooperative Governance, as well as to the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, just to highlight some of the questions we might have regarding being closed down right now. So personally, we have discussed it. I thought we would have learned from the wave 2, where the disaster management themselves on the garden routes did a study that gave through that transmission rates in gyms across the garden routes over the wave 2 was sitting at 1%, which was the lowest of any industry in that region. So, to say that we're a bit shocked that we closed right now is a little bit of an understatement.
Yeah, of course. And, the thing is that we were talking to the scientists about what research they used to come to these conclusions, but it seems to have been an overall assessment of gatherings that they were trying to stop, which does not work in your favor, of course. The question of, memberships being frozen, how clients are paying their monthly memberships now come into play, and then how you're affected as a gym and whether you can stay open after these 2 weeks. Where are you in that regard?
Yeah, so that's always a challenging one. As soon as the announcement came last night, we already had questions about freezing and those type of things. So the key for us would be trying to make sure that we look after our members during this period. So that would be through online workout videos, making sure they feel supported over this time. And the communication is going to be important. So it's just key that we're constantly communicating with them, and that we do offer them some type of, advice and guidance over this time to make sure they stay fit, which fitness is actually our number one protection against COVID-19. So our immune system needs to be supported over this time. So yeah, that's definitely how we're going to have to look at it these next couple of weeks.
And then, of course, you would consider online classes, I'm getting, for people who are very upset that they can't go to the gym, me being one of those people.
Yeah, absolutely. The online classes, I remember over the last lockdown, the amount of online classes we were doing, it's definitely a way to get through it. Hopefully it doesn't have to happen and continue for too long, but it's definitely a way to just keep your fitness levels and maintain them until we allow it back in, which, fingers crossed, if the cases keep going down, won't be too long.
And let's talk about the long-term effects of a hard lockdown like this for the industry. Ultimately, you might see, people cancel their memberships because they're also losing their jobs. It has implications on staff as well at gyms, right?
Absolutely. That was probably the most difficult thing today, was to tell staff, listen, for the next couple of weeks, you can't come in and earn an income, it's very difficult to go through that. So obviously that's why as FitSA, who speak on our behalf, did send a letter through, as we're very concerned about our staff, and then obviously the gyms industry as a whole, the fitness industry, is only just starting to climb out of the hole we found ourselves in after that lockdown. So as a whole, we're hoping this doesn't last very long, and that we can continue building some momentum after this whole COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah, summer body is made in winter, right? So there'll be a 2-week relapse for some of us, and we'll try to pick up the pieces.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much for that. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. We'll all get there.
Rousseau from Fit24 Gyms talking to us about how the industry is being affected by the latest lockdown restrictions. And I can tell you something. People were saying go for a jog, take a walk in a park. It's not the same. Lifting weights is totally different.